Zach LaVine claims he's being unfairly targeted for the Bulls' failures during his tenure. Zach LaVine has made a bold statement, asserting that he's being unfairly blamed for the Chicago Bulls' struggles throughout his time with the team. What led to these comments, and how does LaVine justify his stance? Join us as we explore LaVine's claims, examine the Bulls' performance during his tenure, and discuss the broader implications for both LaVine and the team. Don't miss out on this heated discussion. Subscribe now for the latest updates and in-depth analysis. Welcome to Chicago Bulls News, your go-to source for the latest updates on the Windy City's favorite team. We've got you covered with breaking news, trade rumors, and in-depth analysis of everything Bulls. From United Center to the front office, we're bringing you the inside scoop. Hit subscribe and let's talk Bulls basketball. Zach LaVine's recent comments have sparked a heated debate among fans, analysts, and even fellow players. The two-time All-Star guard expressed his frustration during a post-game interview following a tough loss to the Milwaukee Bucks. Let's take a look at what he had to say. LaVine, I'm tired of being the scapegoat for our team's struggles. I've given everything I have to this organization, and it feels like every time we lose, I'm the one getting blamed. There are 5 guys on the court, and it takes a whole team to win or lose. I just don't think it's fair to put all the pressure on me. Strong words from LaVine, and they've certainly stirred up a hornet's nest of reactions. But before we dive into the various perspectives on this issue, let's take a step back and look at LaVine's journey with the Bulls and the team's performance during his tenure. Zach LaVine joined the Chicago Bulls in 2017 as part of the trade that sent Jimmy Butler to the Minnesota Timberwolves. At the time, the Bulls were entering a rebuilding phase, and LaVine was seen as a key piece of their future. Over the past 6 seasons, LaVine has undoubtedly become the face of the franchise, earning 2 All-Star selections and signing a massive 5-year, $215 million contract extension in 2022. As we can see, the Bulls have only made the playoffs once during LaVine's tenure, and they've struggled to maintain consistency. This lack of team success, combined with LaVine's individual accolades and massive contract, has led to increased scrutiny and criticism of his leadership and impact on the team. Arguments supporting LaVine's claim. Individual performance. LaVine has consistently put up impressive numbers throughout his time with the Bulls. He's averaged over 24 points per game for the past 5 seasons and has shown improvement in his efficiency and all-around game. Lack of support. For much of LaVine's tenure, the Bulls lacked a strong supporting cast. It wasn't until the acquisitions of players like DeMar DeRozan and Nikola Vucevic that the team had multiple all-star caliber players. Coaching carousel. The Bulls have gone through multiple head coaches during LaVine's time with the team, including Fred Hoiberg, Jim Boylan, and current coach Billy Donovan. This lack of continuity could have hindered the team's development. Injuries. Both LaVine and his teammates have dealt with various injuries over the years, making it difficult to build chemistry and sustain success. Eastern Conference improvement. The Eastern Conference has become increasingly competitive in recent years, making it harder for the Bulls to climb the standings. Arguments against LaVine's claim. Max contract expectations. With a $215 million contract comes immense pressure and responsibility. Many argue that LaVine's massive deal means he should be held to a higher standard. Leadership questions. Some critics point to LaVine's leadership skills, or lack thereof, as a reason for the team's struggles. They argue that as the face of the franchise, he needs to do more to elevate his teammates' play. Defensive limitations. While LaVine has improved defensively, he's still not considered an elite defender. In today's NBA, two-way players are highly valued, and some argue that LaVine's defensive shortcomings hurt the team. Clutch performance. There have been questions about LaVine's ability to close out games and perform in high-pressure situations. This criticism has intensified during the team's recent struggles. Team chemistry issues, reports of locker room tension, and on-court chemistry problems have surfaced, with some pointing to LaVine as a contributing factor. To get a better understanding of the situation, I reached out to several NBA analysts and former players for their thoughts on LaVine's comments. Here's what they had to say. Former NBA player and analyst Kenny Smith: I understand Zach's frustration, but that's part of being a max player in this league. When you're the highest paid guy on the team, you're going to get the most credit when things go well and the most blame when they don't. It comes with the territory. ESPN analyst Zach LaVine's individual numbers are impressive, but the advanced metrics paint a more complex picture. The Bulls' net rating with him on the court versus off the court isn't as stark as you'd expect from a max player. That said, it's unfair to place all the blame on him for the team's struggles. Former Bulls coach Doug Collins: building a winning team takes time and the right pieces. Zach has been a consistent performer, but the Bulls haven't always surrounded him with the right talent or system to maximize his abilities. It's a shared responsibility between the players, coaches, and front office. One aspect we haven't touched on yet is the role of media and fan expectations in shaping this narrative. In today's social media-driven world, players are under constant scrutiny, and narratives can quickly take on a life of their own. LaVine's frustration may stem not just from internal pressure, but also from the relentless commentary and criticism he faces online and in the press. It's also worth considering the historical context of the Chicago Bulls franchise. This is a team with a storied history, including 6 championships during the Michael Jordan era. The shadow of those great Bulls teams looms large, and every star player who comes to Chicago is inevitably compared to Jordan and his teammates. This added pressure could be contributing to LaVine's sense of being unfairly targeted. Another factor to consider is the changing landscape of the NBA. In an era of player empowerment and superteam formations, there's immense pressure on stars to deliver championships or at least deep playoff runs. LaVine's inability to lead the Bulls to sustain playoff success has undoubtedly contributed to the criticism he faces. So, where do we go from here? The Bulls are at a crossroads, and LaVine's comments could have significant implications for the team's future. Here are a few potential scenarios that could play out. The Bulls double down on building around LaVine. The team could reaffirm their commitment to LaVine and make moves to better support him, whether through trades, free agency, or the draft. LaVine demands a trade. If the situation continues to deteriorate, LaVine could request a trade to a team where he feels he'd be better utilized and appreciated. The Bulls explore trading LaVine. The front office might decide that a fresh start is needed and look to move LaVine for assets that could jumpstart a rebuild. Status quo: the team could choose to ride out the current storm and hope that internal improvement and better health lead to better results next season. Regardless of what happens next, it's clear that LaVine's comments have brought the Bulls' struggles into sharp focus. The coming weeks and months will be crucial in determining the direction of the franchise and LaVine's place within it. And that's all for today's deep dive into Zach LaVine's controversial comments and the state of the Chicago Bulls. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your fellow NBA fans. Don't forget to subscribe to Hoops Insider for more in-depth analysis and breaking news from around the league.